Hi, it's Pastor Paul L. Anderson here at the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, where we believe God's blessings never stop flowing. It is Fantastic Friday. I don't know about you, but I have been so enjoying watching the U.S. Open, watching all of these great players who have excelled, even those who we thought would be the ones who would be in the finals. It's not them, it's someone else. That always reminds us that God always has someone else. God always has someone new that he wants to raise up. In our text today, out of 2 Peter, the 2nd chapter, verses 1 through 10 from the New Living Translation, Paul begins to write to Peter and reminds him the dangers of false teachers. Yeah, there were a lot of new people who were popping up in their day. There were a lot of false prophets who came to Israel, just as we find out there are false prophets in our world today. He says some of them will come. They will have clever teaching. They will be very deceptive in their ways. They will have destructive heresies. Then they have brought in a whole new gospel, which is not the one that we have taught you. He's reminding them, follow those who do the right things. But there are those who are coming who have evil teachings, and they are shameful of all of their immorality. But because you have seen the true teachings, follow that. Make sure that you do not allow greed to enter into your lives. When you see others who are getting compensated, others who are receiving money, others who are receiving houses and lands, don't let it be a deterrent to you. Always remember to preach the gospel without price. God always said he would never let the righteous be forsaken nor the seed begging bread. He reminds us how God has sent us and how God told them that if we don't do what is right, we will find ourselves being in that bottomless pit, the place called hell. Remember, the Bible even tells us that when Satan fell out of heaven, that there were angels who fell and who sinned. And if God did not spare them, surely he would not spare us. All of us will receive that which is for us if we have not followed the truth. God, even in the ancient world, except for Noah and his family, God sent Noah to warn everybody about the present judgment that was to come. When the people heard Noah, many of them said, oh, that's not going to happen. It's never rained. It's never flooded. But Noah kept telling them it's going to rain. I remember as a child, we used to sing this song, it's going to rain, it's going to rain. It won't be water, but fire next time. Noah was the one who reminded them that God was going to send a flood. When the flood came, Noah and all of his household were saved. When the rain started coming down and the flood started coming up, everybody was knocking and beating on the door, let me in. Noah said, I can't let you in because God has the key and it's not for me to open. They found themselves perishing. That's what will happen if we don't warn the world and our contemporary society. We have seen so much that has happened in the world. We have seen the gloom and the doom that we've seen in the newspaper, but we have seen the wickedness, even of countries taking advantage of other countries, taking over them, killing innocent boys and girls. We have seen the devastation in our United States of America, how people have gone into schools and killed innocent children. We have seen people driving into crowds. We have seen people having all of these different protests that become violent. This reminds us that there is still evil in our world. And he reminds us that we must preach against the evil and always tell the truth. And when we do this, we will find out those of us who are righteous, those of us who do what God has told us to do, there will be some moments of tormenting. There will be some moments in which we will have to go through trials. But he reminds us that this present punishment does not compare to the glory that will be revealed in us. Therefore, may all of us do our ample best to do what God has called us to do, to make sure that we teach the truth and we remind everybody to be warned of the false prophets that will come. These false prophets are very proud. They're very arrogant. They always stand up and say that they're right and everybody else is wrong. In our contemporary society, we have seen that with those in the news media, those who stand up and say that they're right and everybody else is wrong. But my brothers and sisters, I want to remind you, God has a warning for us all, and we must sound the alarm and let everybody know that God will still judge all of us. If you don't believe me, just read the word of God and you'll find out that it's true. Until tomorrow, you are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and I'll look forward to seeing you on Saturday.
To sow a seed to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship, visit our newly redesigned website, thefountainofraleigh.org, and select Sow a Seed from the homepage. Also, giving has been made easier with the new Fountain of Raleigh app, available now in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. Download today, select Giving from the main menu, and then follow the directions to complete your giving through Subsplash.
Thank you so very much for all of your gifts and donations that you've given to the Fountain of Raleigh Fellowship. We thank you for what you've done in the past, what you're currently doing, and what you will do in the future. Your gifts and donations helps us to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ, not only locally, but throughout the world. Thank you again for your gifts, and may God continue to richly bless you. It is here at the Fountain that we believe that we are exceedingly and abundantly blessed, and may you receive those blessings that God has in store for you.